Good morning, students of class 8. Today I am going to do the revision discussion on the lessons which are going to come on your unit test. So, in history, we already have discussed in the live class. Lot of revision video we have given also. So, we will just do a brief discussion over it. Okay. So, let us come to chapter 1. The beginning of the modern world. In this, the periodization of history is there. History in most of the countries classified into three periods: ancient, medieval, and modern. Each period has some characteristics. What characteristics? Political, economic, religious, social, that sets it apart from the other periods. So these are the certain characteristics. The past, how it turned into modern and medieval period of transition we have already discussed. So historical periods you are going to read it, that differ from country to country depending on stage of development of the region. In Europe, the modern age started in the 15th century. In India, however, the modern age is generally regarded as having begun in the mid 18th century. The major turning point in India's transition from medieval to modern age was the conquest of India by the British. In past, India had been invaded and conquered by the foreigners. However, unlike the conquered the region, the first time India was ruled by the outside foreigners. Who were those? Those were the British. You will study some of the characteristic features of modern age are urbanization, democratic institutions, rationalism, industrialization, technological advancement, fundamental civil liberties, and humanism. Now, source materials. The vast range and quantity of the source materials for modern age in India helps us to study the history of this time. What are those source materials? There are various primary source material and various secondary source material. Bus. Till secondary source materials, you are having till the secondary source materials of the secondary source, first paragraph. You in this chapter you have to study. Next, come to the chapter 2 lesson, that is Industrial Revolution and the rise of imperialism. So you have studied the pre-industrial revolution era. So during medieval period, how agriculture was the main occupation of the people. Everybody was associated with land in some way or the other. The needs of the villagers were simple and few. Whatever they needed was made by the artisans and craftspeople of the villages. Every village was self-sufficient and had its own weavers, blacksmiths, carpenters, and other skilled workers. Simple tools were used and goods were made at home. With the help of family members, the finished products were sold to the local communities. The system of production was known as the domestic system. The exploration and discovery of new lands led to an increase in overseas trade and commerce. This in turn led to the growth of towns and cities and the emergence of the wealthy middle class. The demand for consumers and luxury items greatly increased. Similarly, we are going to read the industrial. Already we have done just a revision work. So, industrial revolution. What was it? By the middle of the 18th century, series of remarkable inventions led to the economic revolution. What was that? That was industrial revolution. This great and radical transformation industry fundamentally changed the methods of techniques and organization. Then domestic system of production changed to factory system. Manual labor replaced by the machines. Small scale production gave way to large scale production. So in this way we have studied this lesson, the industrial revolution and the rise of imperialism. So you all are going to read the causes of industrial revolution, surplus capital, stable government, agriculture revolution, availability of cheap labor, major inventions are there. Pictures of the book only you will study. Whatever pictures are there in the book, that only you will study. those pictures only. Then you will study the topic, which is read the names of the inventions. Impact of the industrial revolution, also study urbanization, factory system, division of labor, capitalism, expansion of trade and commerce, socialism, social effects of social inequality, harsh living conditions of the workers, the exploitation of workers. So harsh living condition, suppose what was the harsh living condition of the workers? The industrial revolution led to migration of people from villages to industrial towns in search of jobs in cities. Hence in cities there was less area for living. The people has to live in congested areas, slums, so there where sanitation was very improper, so disease started to spread. Many people died due to cholera in those times. The workers who were working were living in very harsh conditions. Workers were also exploited. Women and children were exploited. Then came the trade union activities, also how they fought for the rights of the laborers and workers. Then came the rise of imperialism, where how the colonies expanded, how it expanded for the expansion and for expanding the control of the markets, constant steady sources of raw materials, exclusive captive markets for their finished products. These colonies could also be used as the field for investment of surplus British capital. So by the end of 19th century, the imperialist nations of Europe had colonized almost the whole of Asia and Africa. The scramble for colonies led to intense rivalry, fierce competition, and numerous wars among the imperial powers. These conflicts eventually precipitated and international tension and crisis that became one of the major causes for the outbreak of the First World War of 1914. In the 19th century, the British had started an aggressive policy of conquering territories in India. This need to acquire and expand territorial possessions in India, which was fueled by desperate need to sustain and for the rapid industrial growth. So similarly, British expanded itself in different regions of the world. One of the examples was India. Also, it expanded its colony. In India, British Empire unleashed potent force of change of political dynamic. It gave economic equations and new developments in India also. Then in the next lesson, you will study the French Revolution part. French Revolution you are going to study. You have studied. We are just doing a revision discussion. French Revolution you have already studied. What topics you have studied? In French Revolution you have studied the causes of the rise of the French Revolution, an unequal unjust social order with first estate, second estate, and the third estate was there. And in the first estate, what was there? The first estate consisted of clergy, the church official. The second estate consisted of the nobles and their families. The third estate was composed of 95% of the population. So it included peasants, artisans, workers, and the middle class. First and second estate enjoyed numerous privileges. They owned practically all the land in France. Third estate, on the other hand, shouldered the entire burden of taxation, but was not entitled to any of the privileges enjoyed by the clergy and nobles. Taxes were imposed on everything, including basic necessities like salt. Growing power of the middle class, the French merchants, traders, manufacturers, lawyers, doctors, teachers, and other professionals had acquired great wealth and became economically powerful in the 18th century. However, they denied social inequality and political rights. The influence of new ideas came. Autocratic absolute monarchy. The king system was very autocrat. They were also very selfish. They only think of themselves. They did not look after the welfare of the people. We have already discussed, but again I am discussing. Inefficient, corrupt administration was there. The administration was very corrupt and inefficient. The officials were selfish and unconcerned about the welfare of the people. King Louis XVI was pleasure loving and extravagant. He was completely ignorant of the indifferent to the sufferings of the common people and was greatly influenced by the beautiful and ambitious wife Marie Antoinette, and together they wasted money on festivities and all type of luxuries. So then came the outbreak of the storming of Bastille. The people revolted. The third estate, the worker class revolted. And thus the new constitution, the third estate fought for the new constitution on 14 July 1789. A great mob attacked on Bastille, the state prison of the political prisoners and much hated symbol of ancient regime. The prisoners were freed and they joined the revolutionaries. The storming of Bastille symbolized the victory of people of France and the fall of monarchy. It marked the beginning of the revolution of 14 July. The newly formed National Assembly, consisting of representatives of Third Estate, with the new Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. A result of the French Revolution was the Declaration of Rights of Man. Like all men are born free, every citizen is entitled to be freedom of speech and expression, liberty, equality, fraternity, and various other points are also given. Role of Napoleon Bonaparte also you read it. So after the French Revolution, your part is the Union Legislature. In that you are studying the parliamentary form of government with all its branches: legislature, executive, judiciary. Legislature who makes law, executive enforces law, and judiciary interprets laws. Then you are studying the features of the parliament, and then the distribution of powers of union and state legislature. Lok Sabha, the composition, qualification, voting of secret ballot. Then Rajya Sabha you are studying the function of parliament, you are studying the function, law-making function of parliament, the executive powers, control of executives, judicial function, elective function, sessions of the parliament. So these all, and read for the short questions like fill in the blanks, true, false, choose the correct option. From the lesson, these category of questions are going to be. In history part also, fill in the blanks, true, false, choose the correct option. Picture study. Picture study, that also from the book only. Okay, I have told you in live class we have discussed, but again I am telling. And in the civics we will have the fill in the blanks, true, false, choose the correct option from this chapter. Okay, so study properly. Today I have done your discussion also. I hope so. Till now no doubts are there. If you have any doubt also, we will discuss in the live class. Okay student, you will get today a Google Form link, a revision link today you will get on overall these chapters for your revision work, final revision work. Again, you have already revised, from many pages are given a worksheet. Again today also I am giving you a link. Okay students, thank you.